Coming up on 15, 14, 13, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Shouts out to everybody. Hope you're watching the Silver Fleet stuff. We're going to be back at Gold Fleet Racing in about 45 minutes or so. So we're doing 2 more Silver Fleet races, and then right after that, 2 more Gold Fleet races for the championship. It's all on the line. Nico Parlier, for those of you who lost the feed in that second race of gold, Nico Parlier sailed away. I'm pretty sure Maxime Nocher got Johnny at the finish, and Johnny gets a third. So I think how it went. And so we've got a regatta. It's freaking exciting. Here we go. 1, 2. Yep, that's how it went. Both races. We just have the live results up here, and JB is our communicator on that. So happy to have everybody aboard here, and the Townsville Sailing Club just doing an amazing job once again. The course is set perfectly. We're 11-minute races for the Silver Fleet, but that's going to be a nice length for the Gold Fleet. So just a little over 10% above or a little under 10% above the target time in the Silver Fleet. But rather than move the buoy, we're just going to leave it set. Give those Gold Fleet guys 3 extra minutes of break time. They're probably sitting in there, drinking their water, eating a piece of fruit, and one of them might even crack a beer. Who knows? But this is the championship for the season. Supreme level of focus on the beach. At the briefing this morning, it was, I wouldn't call it tense, but there was definitely some buzzing in the air. Everyone's still pretty relaxed. I mean, we're all just laying down in the grass talking about, the day's racing, and everyone was cool. And, big rounds of applause for everybody for what had happened this week so far. Just been an unbelievable event. They need to get off, JB. They need to, like now.
Start her up.
Got to go now. Yeah, get.
Go forward. I'll focus.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, but I'll mention it again. We don't have tracking for the Silver Fleet, ladies and gents. But these guys are being fully filmed, 10 seconds, full live edit with the guys from Brillatech. 2, 1, mark. Right there, guys, right there. All right, here we go. Coming up on 45 seconds to go. Jordan Gertis has his typical line set up. He's definitely poked from the group. 40 seconds. Jordan Gertis is poked. Gina Hewson, trying for something. She's trying to rip into the line. What a stud. 30 seconds. 25. Gertis, Doyle. Neeson, 20 seconds. Oleg Cherkashin with Sophie Kyle. 15. Here comes Oleg. Sophie takes his stern. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. All clear, all clear, all clear. Only 7 boats starting. Gina is there. I know Benny, old Benny Cali, he was tripping. He was holding on to a big kite. That's all he's got. Pepsi Max sponsored rider from Papua New Guinea. Look at Gina Hewson go. She's ripping. She's on the radical foil. She's fully ripping upwind. This is her first regatta ever, her first time on the foil. She came out here, entered the regatta, and she's just trying to hang on. So here they go, up the beat. We've got Oleg. We've got Marvin the Marvelous. We've got Sophie Kyle. We've got James Neeson. We've got Jordan Gertis. What's going to happen? and Rich Gardner out on the course. Marvin is on his low lane. Marvin is taking the low and fast mode. James, dude, Curtis is just always cranking upwind, just crank city. He's just sawing off the whole fleet. Just, I don't care who is below me, I will saw you off every time. He's got that Lister foil. That thing is something special. Any of you out there who, nope, oops, I lost my mic. Any of you out there who know Dave Lister, sorry, Dave, I think you're going to be getting a lot of phone calls in the next couple weeks. You should check him out. I think he even has a fully articulating foil, like, or articulating front wing at least, like the moth sailors do with a wand on the bow. Not sure how that thing ever worked out. I saw it on Facebook once, and I went, oh, that's that same guy. Yeah, okay. So there goes Jordan Curtis out to the right-hand side. Marvin, the marvelous Baumeister Schönjen, out to the right-hand side on a low lane against Curtis. Sophie Kyle hipped up on Sophia's Oleg. This battle between Sophie and Oleg is going to be interesting all day. The big boy versus the little girl from France. The big Russian. Oleg Cherkashin is the cool dude, man. He's got style. The guy, like, he's got full-on style. He cruises in with his wife, his daughter, his little daughter, cute kid, and his mom. He's got this big old mustache. He twists the corners, wears a flat-brimmed hat, cruises around. He's got his own kites. He's got his own style. He's got a Team Evento board. And the guy is just, he's the kind of guy we want around. And all you Russians that hang out with Oleg out there on that lake, I forget the name of the lake, up just north of Moscow, we want to see you out here too. I'm sure you're watching right now and cheering on your boy. So here it comes. Who's going to that top mark first but Jordan Curtis? And then if Oleg can lay it, it's Oleg. Curtis followed by Oleg Cherkashin. What's he got? Oleg looks like he's got a new gear. Those guys are followed by Marvin the Marvelous. Sophie takes a spill on the right-hand side. I think, no, her foil's not in the air, so I think she's okay. But, dude, she went from a good look. That time was 54 minutes and 28 seconds past the hour. So here comes Jordan Curtis. Now he's going to have to go up against Oleg. And Jordan definitely doesn't have as much experience as Oleg does, specifically sailing downwind. So let's see what he's got now that he's had an entire 21 races to work out his foiling at this regatta. Wait, we just did 21 races? What? Yeah, that's what we do on the foil tour. We shoehorned races in, 10-minute races. People are tripping. They are tired, but they are all stoked. You should see the progression of the foilers who just showed up here. Foilers like John Modica. John, dude, we need you here. Showing these guys what to do. John Modica, one of the best guys on the East Coast of the United States. Would love to have seen him line up against these Gold Fleet guys and rip it to pieces. But your boys, Damo and Nick, have definitely carried the torch. But we got, guys like John Modica. We got guys like Brian Camelar and all these guys on the East Coast of the United States. Cheers to you guys. Really stoked that you're following this foil thing. Really stoked that you're doing this foil thing, because this is what it's all about. I don't even know what Curtis is doing, but he's got his arm out. He's hiking his boat down. He's got his arm to weather, and he's trying to fly. I think he's trying to fly. He's using his arm as another foil surface. He's foiling in the air with his arm. He must be lifting his foil even higher and more stable with his hand. He's fully articulated. Look at him. Oh, dude. Nope. Now he puts his hand back on the bar. I think that was just like maybe a stretch. He probably was probably his arm was tired. His front arm was probably a little tweaked. He might have been cramping, but he had his arm out. It was like he was hiking. Then there goes Oleg Cherkashin. Oleg not messing around. Oleg wants a piece of him. Oleg wants a part of this regatta. He wants it. He wants some titles. So Lockie Doyle bails coming into the bottom mark, and who gobbles him up but Sophie Kyle? You cannot let up when she's behind you. Also a radical foil rider. And just like Benjamin Petit, if she's on your heels, you better be hammered down. Sophie Kyle going out to the right-hand side. Lockie Doyle coming around the mark, followed by Marvin the Marvelous. I don't know what happened to Marvin on that beat, but I know what just happened to him at the bottom mark rounding. He had a very similar touchdown, so I'm not sure if that's like an overfoil situation or if he's tapping his board, but both times his arm gets dragged and he has a hard time getting his kite back up and into gear and getting back up on the foil. So, you know, first time regatta participant in the foil, Marvin Baumeister, who of course is the marvelous organizer of this event. Marvin Baumeister sailing over to the right-hand side. He's in what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place behind Lockie, right behind Lockie Doyle, an Australian rival, and then right behind him is another Australian, James Neeson. So I failed to mention that Australians are all on Australian. I said Australians were all on Australian foils, but I failed to mention Marvin the Marvelous. Marvin the Marvelous, of course, on the KFA MK3 Mark III foil, ripping on his new Team Evento board. He just got it in the mail halfway through this regatta. He's super stoked. He's lining it all up. He's getting his job done out here. But Marvin's kind of like, he's a half Australian. He went to university down here. Originally, Marvin's from Germany. He went to university here at JCU. And he decided, hey, this place is paradise. It's nice and warm. There's breeze all the time. I'm moving here. So this is Marvin, a German transplant in Australia, in Townsville. He lives down on the beach over there. He runs a kite school. He organized this event in cooperation with the Townsville Sailing Club. And here we are, making history. Marvin the Marvelous making history with his organization and his belief that this Kitefoil Gold Cup is the future of kite racing. Is part of the future in kite racing. How's that? Right, Andre? Part of the future. That's what it's all about. Having fun. You can choose any pathway you want. This kiteboarding thing, there's all kinds of pathways. You can do freestyle. You can do racing on a formula board. You can do racing on a foil board. You can do slalom racing on any kind of board you really want. You can do it on a formula board like Brian Lake does, or you can do it on a twin tip like these guys in the PKRA circuit are doing. There's twin tippers in like the top 4, I think. There's a 4th place twin tipper, I believe. Or you can do it on a slalom board like Julian Kerner does. So anyway, all kinds of different pathways. And you better believe it, ladies and gentlemen, there are platforms being developed now, like the A-class catamaran with a kite on it. Crazy pods with kiters hooked in and going fast. Kiteboarding is a new, it's sailing, but it's a new discipline. And we have all kinds of disciplines inside that. And this is what we do. And we're looking at the future and we're saying kiteboarding, foil, catamaran, slalom, freestyle, big air, air style, Toby Brower. What up, Toby? All right, so here we go. Jordan Curtis coming into the bottom mark. He's foiling with his arm again. He's fully articulated. He's got his arm out. That's his new style downwind. That's what he can do. That's what he does. I mean, he's just trying to make it downwind. Like he says, he's always having trouble going downwind. So, boom, what does he do? He finds, I don't know, sticks his arm out. Whatever keeps him stable. He's like a tightroper. He's walking the tightrope across the Grand Canyon right now. The Grand Canyon is, in fact, a 2.5 nautical mile windward leeward course here in Townsville, Australia. But the dude is walking on a tightrope. He's on a Lister foil. He's ripping along. He's going to the finish. And let's give him some respect. Jordan Curtis. learning. His foil skills here are just improving day by day by day. I'm super stoked for him. He's just totally come a long way since the beginning of this regatta. At the beginning of this regatta, he was bailing, going downwind and on reaches all the time. And after 22 races now, boom, that's a finish at 2 minutes and 6 seconds past the hour. So now, here comes Oleg. Oleg gets one from Sophie. Here's the battle of the day. So, for those of you who haven't read the sailing instructions, and I don't blame you if you didn't, we have, for a format in this event, we have all this lead-up series, and then the last 4 races, there are no discards. No discards today unless we get 5 for any one fleet. And based on our timing, I don't think we're going to be able to do it. So we're planning on 2 for the gold, 3 for the silver, and then 2 more for the gold. And boom, boom, boom. That's what we do. So comes Marvin the Marvelous after Sophie Kyle. Marvin the Marvelous, shotgun call. Shotgun Kyle, 2 east, end of a message. Shotty. And then we've got Lachlan Doyle. Lachlan Doyle behind Marvin the Marvelous. This is a big Australian battle. Although Jordan Gertis seems like he's running away from it. The national champion, Lockie, and Marvin the Marvelous going up against each other today. Tit for tat, blow for blow. All right, so that's the top group. We've got a couple of guys coming in. Looks like James Neeson. I see up the course. I see Rich Gardner, and then I see Gina Houston. Gina Houston from Tasmania. You should have seen how fast you probably got it on the camera on the live stream. She was ripping, she was coming right to the start line, full speed foiling on her radical foil, just like locked in and going, and she has a little bit of a touchdown, and she just goes kerplack and smacks right in front, gets back up, sails the course. Probably, sailing wipeouts, when you get shot forward, and hit your shroud. Oh, ouch, that hurts. But how about when you go 25 knots, smack the water with your face, and all the water goes in your nose and out your ears? Yeah, that's what these guys are doing, and then they just get back up and go for more. These guys are wearing fully aerodynamic and water dynamic, fluid dynamic equipment. They're wearing tight rashies, tight shorts, a tight harness. Dude, they don't want anything holding them back when they wipe out. And you might ask yourself, God, I've seen a couple people wearing helmets. Why isn't everyone wearing a helmet out there? Because, dude, they're going so fast. Well, you know why? It's because when they hit the water going 30 knots, guess what the first thing to hit the water is? Your hips. And guess what the last thing to hit your water is? Your head. And when your hips hit the water and your head goes whiplash, that kind of hurts. So we're trying to figure out, safer ways to sail. I know that some guys wear those Gaff helmets, and those are pretty nice and light. I'm trying to look at Gertis's helmet as he's sailing by. It's Bauer. That looks like is that a hockey helmet? Bauer makes hockey helmets. I know that. But, we've got to figure out some safety things in the case that you hit your head, man. It's going to be brutal. But, these guys are so in control of what's going on that they reckon that having that helmet on is too much weight and will damage your neck. So we don't want to see that happen. Here we go. We've got Rich Gardner, cruiser from Jupiter, Florida. It's here for the Jupiter crew. Jupiter, Florida crew with Damo and Rich here. I think a lot of other familiar names are hanging out there in Jupiter. Is that a windlass that was creeping? Your anchor was making some noise. But anyway, that's it. We've got Gina still to come through the line. She's going to finish her race in about 4 minutes. 5 minutes later, we'll start a sequence, so that'll be quarter after. And then at quarter after, we'll start a race at 12:20 or 1:20. And 15 minutes after that, 35. So, yeah, it's going to be about 2:45 when you see the next Gold Fleet race. Stay tuned for the next Silver Fleet race. It's starting at 20 minutes past the hour. This is the West Coast Tour Director signing off, sending it back to you guys up in the booth.